Tonight things get smelly. Welcome back to Cliffieland! This is week number 25 on our second attempt to cook the food of every country in the world, and tonight we are up to the nation of Brunei. Brunei is a small sultanate located on the island of Borneo, which is shared along with Malaysia and Indonesia. Its food is obviously going to be very similar to that of Indonesia and Malaysia, and it is very difficult to find dishes that are particular to Brunei. We tried. Also, we ran into all manner of ingredient issues for the first time. More on that in a moment. Tonight we did the same 4 dishes we did last time around, and those are Sayur Tumis Bayam, or a sautéed spinach, the national dish of Brunei, which is Ambuyat, I hope I'm getting that pronunciation right, which is a tasteless starch, Rempah, which is in this case a curry spice mix, Ikan, Kembung, Asam, Rebus, which is sort of a boiled fish soup of sorts. So first let's take a look and see how things went last time around. Well, last time I ran into a ton of problems. I didn't know what I was doing on a variety of different levels. The fish was, I described it as wet. The ambuyat was a total mess. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was just a plate of tapioca pearls. The curry spice mix came out quite well, and a note about ingredient substitutions. For the greens dish, we would have preferred to use amaranth greens like we were able to find a few weeks ago for Botswana. Unfortunately, our supplier came up short, and we were forced to use spinach. For the ambuyat, we were not able to find sagu. We had to substitute tapioca. Not a huge lot of difference in taste, I assume. Correct me if I'm wrong. And for the fish dish, we had to make a couple substitutions. We used mackerel since puffer fish was not going to be something one could find. Also, there were 2 specific ingredients in the dish which we substituted. One is called Asam. It's a very sour ingredient which the Vietnamese market here had no idea what it was. We substituted tamarind paste for the sour taste. This also calls for another ingredient, which is commonly known as Vietnamese mint or Vietnamese cilantro or any number of other names. Nobody knew what it was, we couldn't find it here, so we just threw in parsley for green. I apologize to the Bruneian people if that is a terrible thing to do. That being said, let's take a look at tonight's ingredients. First, for the sautéed spinach, we'll need 10 ounces of spinach, a handful of dried anchovies, 2 large shallots or 4 small, 2 cloves of garlic, a sliced bird's eye chili. Then for the ambuyat, you'll need 4.25 ounces of sago flour, or in this case we've substituted tapioca flour, 1/3 cup of water at room temperature, and 3 cups of boiling water. Next, for the rempah or curry spice mix, we'll need 1/8 of a cup of cashews, 1 onion roughly chopped, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 tablespoon of smelly anchovy paste, we've covered it in plastic here to protect our noses, 1 tablespoon of chopped lemongrass, a 1-inch knob of fresh ginger chopped, and 1 tablespoon of canola oil. And finally, for the boiled fish, we'll need 1 whole mackerel cleaned, 2 red bird's eye chilies, 2 red serranos, or as red as you can get them, a 1/2-inch piece of shrimp paste, very smelly, we've covered it in plastic to protect our noses again, 4 small or 2 large shallots, a 1-inch piece of tamarind paste, substituted here for the hard-to-find Asam, 3 sprigs of parsley, substituted here for down kesum, a 1-inch knob of turmeric, grated and peeled, and salt to taste. Well, that does it. Word to the wise on the cooking. Everything was sort of done simultaneously. We've broken it up by dishes. So, let's take a look and see how everything went. Take it away! First, into a food processor, place the cashews, onion, garlic cloves, chili powder, ground turmeric, anchovy paste, chopped lemongrass, ginger, ground coriander, and 1 tablespoon of canola oil, and blend. Remove to a bowl and cook in a skillet for 45 minutes until fragrant. Into a mortar, place the shallots, garlic cloves, bird's eye chili, dried anchovies, and mash with a pestle into a paste. Remove to a bowl, heat 2 tablespoons of canola oil in a skillet over medium heat, add the paste and sauté until fragrant. Add the spinach and cook until wilted, about 3 to 4 minutes. Into a mortar, place the bird's eye chilies and red serrano peppers and pound into a paste. Remove to a bowl, cut the fish to fit the pot, add the fish to the pot, and cover with the chili paste. Add tamarind paste, cover with water. Bring to a boil, add salt, add the grated turmeric, mash the shallots and add them to the pot. Add parsley, add the shrimp paste, stir and let simmer for 20 minutes until the fish is cooked and flaky. Slowly mix the room temperature water with the flour until pasty. Slowly add the boiling water and mix until it is smooth. Remove the fish from the pot, remove the skin and bones. Set the fish in the bowls and ladle on the soup. Spoon the curry paste into bowls, plate the greens alongside, scoop the ambuyat into ramekins and place that alongside, and serve with bamboo forks or chopsticks. And how did it turn out? Well, let me say, it was a challenging night. These are unusual smells and tastes to a Western palate. Still, it came out okay. The ambuyat was, as promised, tasteless and pasty, but it's not supposed to taste like anything. It's supposed to be something that you use with the other things, like the dip of the curry spice mix and the greens. So it did its job. The texture wasn't perfect, but I'm gonna give that one 3 out of 5 globes. Basic, simple. The curry spice mix was delicious. It needs to be eaten warm, and it also doubles as a nice topping the next day for seafood or meat if you'd like. I'm gonna give the curry spice mix 4 out of 5 globes. And the spinach, that was surprisingly good. It had a nice saltiness and a little bit of heat. I'm gonna give that one 3 out of 5 globes. I would have given it more, but as soon as it cools off a little bit, it's not so great. Make sure you have it hot. As for the boiled fish, that was a huge surprise. It was actually very tasty. It had nice sour elements from the tamarind. It had a nice saltiness from the shrimp paste. The fish was cooked well, and it had a wonderful amount of heat from all those chili peppers. I'm gonna give the fish soup 4 out of 5 globes. Surprisingly delicious. Well, that does it for Brunei. I'm gonna try to get the smell of shrimp paste out of this kitchen. So remember, if you have any thoughts, feelings, or helpful suggestions on the food of Brunei or any of our future countries, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you'd like to know when these videos are posted every Wednesday night. If you'd like to see the streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, feel free to follow us on Periscope or Busker. And tune in next week when we head back to Europe to have the food of Bulgaria. Until then, thanks for watching and happy eating!